run and run for weeks. So let's hear the new single from Maxima Park. From the album Our Earthly Pleasures, that's the next single from Maximo Park. Books from Boxes released on the 11th of June. After the news, we have a listener choice. We're going to be sifting through the pigeonhole, listening to some new releases, and also live music from Aqualung. Plus, straight out the news, Bass-O-Matic. Producer and remixer William Orbit in his guise as Bass-O-Matic and Fascinating Rhythm from 1990. On the Steve Show, BBC Six Music with me, Stephen Merchant. Also here, Harry and Rufus. Little round of applause in the Steve Wright style. Just to welcome us back, it was the news. We enjoyed the news. I didn't listen to the news, so if there was something depressing there, then I apologise. I didn't mean to say that I enjoyed the news. Always very difficult to say, you know, exactly what you think of the news, in case the news is bad. So I'm not even going to mention the news.
Grateful for the news?
Grateful for the news. I appreciate being informed.
Yeah.
But obviously I didn't enjoy it unless it was exciting. I don't know why I've even mentioned the news, but you've got to be very careful. It's like if you see someone who's made an interesting documentary about sort of Basra or something and you watch it and you can't really go, oh, it's a joy. There's lots of joy. It's difficult to say.
I always find when I've been in a play which is very good but very harrowing, and I say, did you enjoy it? People go, well, enjoy's hardly the word.
Yeah.
You think, well, you know, pinch of salt.
It's always very tricky to know, and this isn't thankfully not happened when I've seen you in plays, but, you know, if you see a friend in a play and it's particularly poor, and you're conscious you're going backstage afterwards, what can you say?
Yeah.
And the first thing I always do is instantly ask a question. Oh, those costumes looked uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and that distracts from the fact that I've not offered an opinion of the actual piece.
Yeah.
This happened to me a couple of weeks ago. Went back to see a play which was being put on by the brother of one of my friends, and a bunch of us went back to Bristol to see it. One of the lads, he can't really drink, and he'd been drinking all day. He almost got thrown out of the actual play for just chatting to his brother for ages. Stormed out halfway through because he didn't like it. But then, because we were all there, he had to wait till the end, and we came out, and he was just parading around the bar where everyone involved with the play was sat. He was going, well, he was using some quite industrial language, but saying how much he hated it, how much his mother, who was there, hated it, and we were just walking around. It was like a car crash. It was awful, absolutely awful.
It's really grim as well. Yeah, it's also if anyone's perhaps bought, you know, an interesting tie or a pair of trousers and they ask your opinion, I don't know what to say there. I got nothing.
Asking a question is
really good.
I usually say, do you have a good was it a good night tonight? Good audience? Stuff like that. Or, I'm not sure about the writing sometimes.
Exactly, always deflect attention away.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen maybe a fellow actor who's been particularly poor in a production?
Yeah, and it's difficult knowing quite what to say about that. So yeah, just so when was the play? It's lots of questions. If in doubt, just say you've done it again, or something, something which you can't, you know, you can't be held up on.
Yeah, exactly. One word.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah. Someone did say to me the last show I was in, which was, you know, a big success, and she came backstage and the bit of a pause and she went, well, I'm really glad I came. That was the closest she could come to saying she'd enjoyed it.
That's well, let's hope that Aqualung don't disappoint, because I'd hate to have to think of something to say if they'd been mediocre. It's going to be tricky, but they'll be playing live for us later. But each week, of course, I like to try and get a listener on the phone, because of course it's very much about me playing music this show, but it's also about you, the listeners, recommending music to me, suggesting stuff that perhaps I'm unfamiliar with, and I'm hoping that we have a caller on the line. Is it Carl?
It is. Hello.
Hello, Carl, mate. Thank you for hanging on the line. And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Norwich, in Norfolk.
From Norwich, okay. And normally we've discovered that almost all of our listeners are students. Are you a student?
I'm not, thank God for that. I pay tax.
A real person.
You pay taxes, eat proper sausages. and what do you do then, Carl?
That's where I'll be boring you. I suppose my job title is a marine insurance technician.
A marine insurance technician, okay.
MIT.
Yeah, exactly. I'm an MIT.
I suspect that looks quite good on a card when you hand the card over, but what exactly does it entail?
Well, basically,
can I just check the card before you answer? Am I wrong to ask that? Is it? Are we going to just lose hundreds of listeners?
No, I'll keep it as concise as possible.
Okay, go.
And basically, I work for a insurance company, and as a marine insurance technician, we just deal with insurance for large ships and vessels.
Steve, I've got the live stats here. People are turning off in droves.
Yeah. See, I think you lied to me there, Carl. When I said that people are going to be turning off, you assured me it was going to be fascinating. What you've told me is you insure stuff involved with marine things. And I reckon, but you're a technician as well. I don't even want to get into it. But okay, so let's move on from that. Are you a party machine? Were you out last night raving?
I was at a very incredibly dull birthday party.
Ooh, clumsy slam!
You're on the radio, Carl, don't forget.
Calm down, man.
Sorry,
We were just saying about how you can never be honest with people. Never be honest with your friends. Always lie. It's a simple rule.
Okay.
And what about, love?
What about it?
You looking for it? You got some?
I've got some.
Oh, sweet.
I live with some.
Oh, do you? You live with some love. And what's her name? His name?
Her name-
Possibly, I don't know.
No, her name is Tabby.
Terry. Oh, that's a good name, isn't it? It's a nice name, yeah. So, is it T-E-R-R-I?
Sorry?
Is it T-E-R-R-I?
No, it's Tabby.
Oh, Tabby. Sorry, I thought you said
yeah.
Terry. Sorry, it's not as
Tabby.
cool. Listen, what tune have you chosen for us?
It's a song called State of the Union
State of the
by
Union,
David
okay.
Ford.
Right.
I'm
And
not sure if you've heard of him. But
I haven't, I'm afraid. I no doubt there will be hordes of you. Are you someone who's kind of across music all the time? Are you always seeking it out? Are you going to gigs?
yeah, absolutely. I absolutely adore it. It's probably my main hobby that I enjoy doing is just finding more music rather than just, seeing what's thrust in front of me from, the radio and chart. I'll go and make the effort of actually, looking around myself and finding things that I might like.
Seeking it out. Okay, well, let's listen to some David Ford. I'll give you my opinion after we've heard the track. What's it called again?
It's called State of the Union.
Let's enjoy it. State of the Union and David Ford at the choice of our listener Carl, who is calling from Norwich. Carl, you still there?
Yeah, I am. Hello.
Thank you very much indeed for suggesting that tune to me. It was melancholy, but it charmed me.
Good, I'm glad. I'm happy.
Very much, perhaps, like you.
Okay.
I'm not saying that you're melancholy, Carl. I don't know. I don't feel we've spoken long enough for me to make that assessment. You sound like a lovely guy. Listen, is it raining? Is it terrible in Norwich?
It's absolutely atrocious. Yeah, it's
All right.
horrible.
Well, make sure you hang around. Listen to the
I
Steve
will.
Show. It'll keep you entertained and charmed and warm you up. Plus, of course, the live music from Aqualung, so that'll be exciting if nothing else.
Yeah,
thank you very much indeed for getting in touch, Carl, and we will say goodbye to you. Harry, if people wish to nominate songs which they would like to hear on the Steve Show and come on and sing their praises, then how can they do it?
Well, what they can do, Steve, they can go to the website bbc.co.uk/6music. There are so many links to this show, it's ridiculous on there. Pictures of you, little things saying Steve Merchant. Go to our homepage and there's a little thing called Suggest a Track. Click on that and tell us what you want.
Carl was suggesting the track there by David Ford, which I've not been familiar with. I have now 3 new tracks which I've dug out of the pigeonhole, which may or may not entertain you. First up, Idlewild, new single from them, and a song called A Ghost in the Arcade. Each week, little magical pixie-type people put new songs, new releases into my pigeonhole. I delve in there, I explore them. I listen to all the tracks that get sent to me, which is exhausting and often time-consuming and often interminable as well. There's a lot of bad music out there. I try to dig out stuff which has caught my ear. That's Idlewild, new single that's released on the 18th of June. It's called A Ghost in the Arcade. Harry, are you wild about that track?
I'm hugely wild about that. That was absolutely fantastic. Tuneful rock at its best. I don't know why Idlewild never really were massive. They sort of did okay for a little while, then they completely dropped off the radar. I think the singer did a solo album, didn't he? And then they've come back. But that's just brilliant. That should be top of the charts, if that matters anymore.
I'm afraid it doesn't. It's all about downloads nowadays. Rufus, has it charmed you as much as it has Har?
Yeah, I loved it. It got a big tumbling behemoth of a song, which finished, all the instruments finished at the same time, which I would think is amazing. Being a very bad musician myself, I'm always in awe of anyone who can do that.
that alone has charmed you.
Oh yeah, completely.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Natasha Khan is otherwise known as Bats for Lashes. She puts out a new single on June 25th. It's called What's a Girl to Do. Here it is. Out on June 25th. That's What's a Girl to Do from Bat for Lashes. I've got nothing here, guys. Rufus, are you batty for Bat for Lashes?
I've got many musical weaknesses, Steve. One of them is the early work of the Eagles. The other is the early work of Sinead O'Connor.
Oh, okay.
Kind of the Lion and the Cobra.
Right.
Which is what that song reminded me of slightly. When she talked at the beginning, she just sounded like someone from London. Then when she started singing, she sounded like Sinead O'Connor in about 1986. And then she occasionally sounded a bit like Björk. She seemed to have tears, that slightly Icelandic intonation. Which,
that sounds more like Sven-Göran Eriksson.
Does a little.
Dare I say it? I hate to criticise you. I know you're an excellent accent man, but I didn't want to criticise.
Yeah, there was a little bit. It was a nice song, but it won't stay with me that long. But it was nice. I liked it.
Yeah, it reminded me of Sarah Nixie, who's the singer from Black Box Recorder, who had a solo album out herself not long ago, I don't think. It was okay. I was just thinking about if I was back home in Bristol, she'd be called Bat Flashes rather than Bat
Right,
Flashes,
yeah.
and I think Bat Flashes is perhaps a better
Bat
name.
Flashes.
Yeah.
But does it give it a vague? Do you give it a vague thumbs up?
I give it a very vague thumbs up.
Okay, good. Listen, we'll play a trial. Come back with our final choice from the pigeonhole. Built to Spill are one of those American indie rock outfits that have put out 6 albums, championed by fans and other bands alike, but they never quite sort of escaped from the alternative rock underground. They've got a new album called You in Reverse. Here's the first single. It's out on the 18th of June. It's called Conventional Wisdom, and I'm going to put my neck on the line here, guys. I think it's super. The conventional wisdom surely is that track is brilliant. Are you in agreement or are you swimming against the tide, Rufus? The track is conventional wisdom, the band Built to Spill.
I am holding the float of your head and agreeing with you that this is...
I didn't quite understand that analogy, but I appreciate it.
I took the swimming thing, I don't know what to do with it.
Sure.
I lost. I love it. I really, really loved it. A really ambitious, swirling, massive track that just doesn't stop and gets bigger and bigger and then goes off in different directions. It sounded wonderful. I was saying as it was playing, I thought it sounded kind of British. There was something of the 70s British rock kind of feel to it. I don't know what, just maybe the texture of it. But they're American, I hear. Well, they're from in America.
They are American, and they are one of those bands I think that kind of emerged around the time of Dinosaur Jr. and Pavement and the like, and they had a lot of good press, but they never perhaps quite made a splash like those two bands. Harry, you were a fan of both of that, of all that kind of sort of post-grunge American rock.
Yeah, you know me, I'm a sucker for melodic yank rock, and that's right up there. That was fantastic. I thought it was very Dinosaur Jr., the little riff. No, it was absolutely wonderful. With that and Idlewild and the average Bat for Lashes, I'm saying this is the best Steve Pigeonhole week ever.
Oh, high praise indeed from Harry. He's a difficult man to please, and we appear to have pleased him. Okay, we'll have live music from Aqualung after we've heard the song which I'm adding to this week's to the compilation, which we're always putting together each week. It is a song to seduce women by, and I thought after last week we had Julie London, I thought I'd keep that kind of late 50s sort of vibe going. So here's some an absolute classic. It's a gem, isn't it? Who doesn't love it? Who doesn't already adore it? It's Chet Baker. Let's Get Lost. From 1955, Let's Get Lost, Chet Baker. I played that for Claire on her birthday. I add it also to the Songs to Seduce Women by CD. We've moved into the hub, gentlemen, as you know, because you're here with me now. And it's quite intimidating in a way. Three of us there on these small stools, staring at Aqualung. Little round of applause, please, for these guys as we welcome Matt Hales and Ben as well. We will talk to you briefly, guys, before we hear a track. Hello, welcome, thank you for coming in.
It's very nice to be in an English radio station.
Is it? Now, I know you're doing a lot of stuff in the States now, and are you big over there? Are you huge? Are you superstars in
We're
America?
not huge, but for a load of losers like us, we're quite big, yes.
And do you live in the States now? Is that your place where you call home?
No, thankfully, no. We have England as a place we come to have time off.
Right, I see. And
that's changing now, sadly.
We will probe you more fully once we've heard a track from you straight away, because we're all excited to hear you play live. What are you going to play for us first off?
We're going to try and do a song from the new record called Cinderella.
Okay, do you need any... Or you can just go straight into it?
I think we'll be ready to go straight into it.
Okay, sometimes I listen to these things on the radio and there's a weird silence, a bit of agonising silence while you noodle around.
That's like just a sense of anticipation, though,
okay,
isn't it?
let's have that. Let's have that ready. Here we go. Let's just... here's Aqualung. Just a bit of silence.
Exciting, isn't it?
Really, a round of applause from the Steve Wright style. Matt Hales, Ben Hales, Aqualung, and the track was Cinderella, is that right?
Yes.
Oh, well, thank you very much indeed. That was wonderful. It's the first piece of live music we've had on the show, and so it's lovely to start with something so kind of grand and anthemic. When you play it live, is it just the two of you, or do you have a full backing band, drums, and whatever else is needed?
Yeah. Well, that's actually the first time we've done it with just two of us. It was interesting to see how it went. But yeah, normally recently anyway, there's been like drums and bass, the old-fashioned
the old
ways.
School. Yeah. Did you feel that went well?
It was. I mean, I was surprised at how. I always think, well, the drums and the bass, that's where all the power is. But I guess actually, it sort of felt like it was still quite.
It still felt grand. Yeah, no, absolutely.
It was just the two of us.
Absolutely,
So
no.
that's good.
I've done a bit of research on Wikipedia. Because no one. We don't have an enormous team of researchers and things to kind of probe me with questions. But I thought I ought to sort of ask you. So, how long have you been Aqualung? Because we played some of your early work earlier,
yes.
The 45s, which I think you found charming. A blast from the past.
Yeah, that was very strange, actually. 5 years.
Right.
Yes, and this new record is the third one.
And the new album is called what?
Memory Man.
And is it out yet in the UK?
No, it's going to be out in end of July, beginning of August, I think.
Jolly good. We look forward to that enormously. No doubt it'll be getting some play on Six Music. Are you excited by the fact